Hi, I'm Flip. Welcome to Flip School of Music. In this video, what we're going to do is a basic beginner saxophone lesson. Say this is your first lesson, you've never ever picked one up or put one together. But anyway, this lesson will show you how to do all of that. So yeah, let's say you just got your own very own saxophone, either purchased, rented, or found on the street, or borrowed from a friend. But yeah, let's talk about the parts. So the most obvious part of our saxophone is the body. So where it has the fingerboards and the keys and all that stuff. The other part it's going to have is the neck. Has see, it has cork around it. That's where you put a mouthpiece. So we have the top of the saxophone. We have this the octave key, which this thing is pretty easily bent. So usually they'll give you a little protector cap like so you don't bend that little rod. So take that off, remove that. Take the big end of the neck, goes in the body like so. So also we have two screws up here. One is for a lyre. That's a marching band stand. It clips on here and you can march around and play music. And the other one is for to tighten the neck so it doesn't wobble around on you. So figure out which one is going to tighten the neck. Our other important piece is the mouthpiece. Some of them might have a fuzzy thing that comes with it, but we'll put that away. So we got the mouthpiece cap, very important to keep your reed safe. We also have the mouthpiece itself. We also have what's called the ligature. The ligature is this little metal piece that slides on top of the mouthpiece. So couple bits. So there's a couple holes in the saxophone, or in the mouthpiece I mean. You have this bigger one, oval shaped or elongated shape, and a circular one. So here you have a flat piece, or the flat part right here. That's called the table. We'll talk about that in a second. So the most important piece on a saxophone is the tiniest and weakest, but it's the reed. And if you don't have a good working reed, you might as well not have a saxophone, because your saxophone won't make a sound without one. So if you look, there's the back side. See if you can see it in the light. The back side has kind of the grain on the outside of the reed, and then the cut, and then on the other side is the flat part. So you can see there's the raw part, the flat part on that side. So if you notice, the very tip of the reed is very paper thin. So up here, that part is going to be very fragile, very very delicate. So you don't want to be very careful with it. So anyway, they are expensive too. So what we want to do is we're going to take the reed, place it in our mouth, called wetting the reed. Leave it in there for a couple seconds. Make sure it's nice and moist, not too soggy. Alright, so once it's wetted, I'm going to take the mouthpiece, the reed. So like I said, we have the back side of the reed and the flat side of the reed. We take the flat side of the reed and put it to the flat side of the mouthpiece. It's called the table. Like so. Oh, voila. See how that is. So you don't want to put up the reed. You don't want the reed to be too low where the mouthpiece is sticking out, and you don't want the reed to be too high to where it's sticking out. See that sticking out on the back side. So yep, you want it to line up nice and flush, like so. It's hard to see that. Okay. Ligature. So ligature, there's a smaller circle and a bigger circle. The bigger circle goes on first. Thinner circle goes on last. Slides on like so. Typically, the screws are going to go on the bottom or the reed side of the mouthpiece. Some people might put them on the top, but that looks silly. But yeah. Alright, so mouthpieces together. Ligature is on tight. You know, not too tight. We're going to break stuff, but nothing's wiggling around. So, how to make the sax sound with your embouchure. Lots of French vocabulary, but embouchure is the way you shape your mouth to produce the sound. So what we want to do is you're going to take your bottom lip, goes over your bottom teeth, like so. Your top teeth are going to go right onto the mouthpiece. If you look, I've been playing this mouthpiece for years, and you can see where my teeth have chiseled out a mouthpiece, which is not great, but that's just to show you that. Yep, the teeth go right on it. So yeah, bottom lip over the bottom teeth, top teeth on the top of the mouthpiece. So yep, reed goes on the bottom, teeth goes on the top. So what we're going to do is try to do what's called a crow-caw. It sounds very funny and annoying, but if you make this sound with just your mouthpiece, you should be able to make the proper saxophone sound. But sounds like this. Pretty annoying. But if you can do that, like I said, you'll be able to play the saxophone. Okay, so let's put everything together. So the mouthpiece goes on to the cork on the neck, like so. Sometimes they're loose, sometimes they're pretty stiff and hard to get on, but you could use what's called cork grease to help that situation. Another piece of accoutrement is going to be our neck strap. Neck strap goes over the head and around the neck. So what we're going to do is see right there. Right here is a little loop. You have usually have a hook or some kind of a clippy that the neck strap clips into. So what you want to do is to find the right height of your neck strap. So the neck strap, it gets the weight off of your hands, your arms, so you can move your fingers. Kind of puts the weight on the neck, which is not the greatest thing. Sometimes there's different kind of harnesses if you have you know, neck issues. But anyway, to find the right height of the neck strap, sometimes it's too low, you're reaching down, sometimes it's too high, you know, if you're turning your head or your neck or something like that. But you want the neck strap, see, that's kind of too low, it's kind of hitting me in the chin. And we'll bring it up to where it comes right to you. You don't have to reach down, don't have to reach up. But we'll find the right height, just where it's comfortable, where you don't have to move. Like so. Okay, so hand placements. So we're going to take our left hand, this is our left hand, and it goes, see in the back here, there's a thumb pad right there. So left thumb goes there, and then we have different keys. So you have, there's the altissimo key, the very top key, we're going to skip that. Our pointer is going to go right here. And then the second one, we have this little one. We're going to skip the little one. That's called a biz key. And we're going to go here. That's our second. And then we have our third. Our third. 1, 2, 3. So right there we have our B, our A, and our G. So let's try playing that. So you got your B, first finger, first note, or first key. Sounds like a. So give that a try a few times. Make sure that note's coming out and clear and audible. Second one, we're going to do first finger and second finger. That's going to give you an A. try that a couple times. Once you're going back and forth, well, once you got that down, go back and forth between B and A, B and A. Just go back and forth, seeing what that sounds like. Also, how we make a sound with our mouth and our tongue is we're going to say ta by touching our tongue with the tip of the reed, going ta, ta. You don't want to start, that's how you approach the note or attack the note. But we can go over that with other videos and other lessons. More on that. Okay, so we got B, A. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. That's going to give you a G. So we got B, A, and G. So if you're able to get those 3 notes out, we can play some simple tunes. One of the simplest ones, and maybe one of the earliest ones that the nursery rhymes and such, is Hot Crossed Buns. So Hot Crossed Buns, like I said, contains the notes B, A, and G. Also, the type of rhythmical notes we have is half notes, whole notes, and quarter notes. Quarter notes get 1 beat each, bum, 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 bum. Half notes get 2, bum, bum. Whole notes get 4, bum. Anyway, we'll talk more about that too. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to say the note names and clap as we say them. It's called Eurythmics. I've said before is that my adult students kind of think it's silly to do that, but no, what it is, it's Eurythmics. It's putting you into physical motion, and yeah, and it works in the brain. But anyway, so let's do. So we're gonna clap and say these note names, and then we're gonna finger along and say the note names, and then we're gonna play it. So it goes like this: 2, 3, and B, A, G, B, A, G, 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 A, 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 B, A, G. All right, let's do that while fingering saxophone. You can see that, or maybe take a picture of that later. So here we go. So finger along, say note names. 1, 2, ready, and B, A, G, B, A, G, 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 A, A, B, A, G. Okay, so if you can do that, more than likely you'll be able to play Hot Crossed Buns. So let's do that together. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. Voila. Okay, we'll wrap up this little video lesson. So what we're going to do is properly put the saxophone away. We're going to let's do the most vulnerable, the weakest links. We're going to put our reed away before anything gets hurt. Like I said, it's very delicate. So kind of want to take the excess moisture, wetness off of that, so it doesn't get funky. So yeah, always take a reed off of your mouthpiece, because it does get pretty damp in there, and if you leave the reed on the mouthpiece, it's gonna grow some gross green and purple stuff in there. So yeah, make sure it's in a case, safe spot, so you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes they have fancier cases like that, or even fancier cases, but whatever you feel like spending on them, I'm sure you can find the product. Okay, and then put the mouthpiece away. Like I said, sometimes you can have fuzzy things. Actually, these things kind of get gross too, so use your discretion. But you do want to get rid of the moisture out of there. And then place ligature back on because that's pretty delicate too. Very thin metal. Brass can get stepped on pretty easily, so it's always good to make sure your stuff is safe and put away properly. Mouthpiece cap, put that back on. The whole mouthpiece is together. Unscrew. Take off the neck. And yep, like I said, get your cap on top to protect your octave rod. Anyway, so yeah, place it back in your case and you should be good to go. Also, don't forget the neck strap. Don't want to be walking around school or on the streets with your neck strap. You're going to get called a dork. It happens. Anywho, hope this was kind of informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at FlipsSchoolofMusic@gmail.com. Keep your eye out for more lessons like this. I'm going to be making more, and yeah, have a good one.